Good morning, students. I am Suraj Kumar, your geography teacher, and today we are going to start about the human development. This is chapter 4 of your part A book. So just give me a second. So we are going to study about this chapter human development. There is two chapter in your book regarding this human development. We will look all these both the chapters one by one. Just see it. This is chapter 4 of your part A book, that is part 1 book. This book is fundamental of human geography. So and there is another chapter from your book itself. This is chapter 3 of your part B book, India, People and Economy. Both the chapters have same name, that is human development. So firstly, let's see what are the differences between these two chapters. Why these two chapters are created in different books? That is only because I already told you all that in part A book, this chapter human development is basically with regards of principle and theories of human development, and we studies we study this chapter with respect to world's perspective. Okay, but here in this chapter, that is chapter 3 of part B book, we will look into India's perspective. Okay, here the figure or data or stats from India will be considered. So firstly, I am starting with this chapter, chapter 4 of your part A book. Here we will look into the theories and different aspects with world's perspective of human development. Just see it. So here the chapter starts with growth and development. Actually, human development, then what kind of development? So actually, these two terms have a very similar kind of meaning, but not the same. The word growth and development are not new. I think all of you, few of you people are from economics background. Definitely not for them. So if I look, or if we look all around us, what we'll find? So we will find there is a different forms of growth and development. Everything surrounding us will grows or will develop with time. This may be like, if you look in your surrounding, we will look into, there are plants, there there are different cities, ideas. So growth and development informs in terms of ideas. So few people thinks differently, few people think, have a different sort of thoughts. So ideas, on the basis of ideas as well, ideas also grows and develop on the basis of nation. If we look that few of our neighboring nations are not developed, few are developed. So in that perspective, then relationship, or even you or me, ourself and yourself. तो what does it mean? So the question here is, क्या आप समझ पाते हैं इन सब चीज़ों से? तो एग्जैक्टली क्या है डेवलपमेंट ऑफ योर सेल्फ, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए नेशन, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ अ सिटी, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एन आइडिया, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सम living being like plants and animals? What does it mean? So here arises the two question: do growth and development mean the same thing? So this is asked from students, that growth and development, are the growth and development mean the same thing? No, it's not the same. Actually, growth is like something quantitative, means figure wise you can show that there is a growth of 6 percentage point or 8 percentage point, there is GDP growth of 5 percentage or something like that. So this is quantitative means number wise or figure wise, whereas development is not the same. Development is qualitative means कि एग्जैक्टली जो ये जीडीपी ग्रो हुआ है, इसका इम्पैक्ट ईच एंड एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द गिवन कंट्री को मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है. मे बी इंडिया GDP is growing with the rate of 9 percentage point, but does its benefit will be trickling down to each and every citizen of India or not? Maybe the situation may be in economic terms. I am explaining in economic terms, then we will look into the different aspects here. So maybe the GDP of some country like India, maybe just suppose India is growing at a rate of 8%. So 8%, maybe that growth will be because of few of the richer businessman, comprising only just 2% of the total population of the India. Maybe that growth is mainly because of development of or growth of Ambani or Adani or Tata, Birla, these houses. But if we look or study the impact of that 8% growth into the middle class or the poor people, laborers, farmers, then we are seeing that GDP of India grow by 8% since the last or since the past decade or last year, but their benefit is not reaching these middle class and poor people. So in that case, we will say that the development is not there. So what it means? It means it's clear that growth is quantitative, number wise, but development is qualitative. Actual benefit is trickling down or not. Okay. In this chapter, we will look into the concept of human development. Means development with respect to human, means exactly human being में वो development reach हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. So in this chapter, we will discuss into the concept of human development as it pertains to nation and community. As a geographer, we will look into the spatial analysis, time bound analysis. So our main focus area is that nation or community is getting, or what are the condition and level of a particular nation or community. So how actually he wanted, or this book wanted to say that human are the real effects, human are the real uh, asset of a nation or community. So nation or community cannot be built without human. If human are not getting benefit of growth and development, then saying like nation or community is growing or developing is of no worth. So human are the real asset. Okay. So in that perspective, we will look into this chapter. So firstly, we are starting with growth and development. We will look into one by one. So both growth and development refers to change over a period of time. So there is some sort of both means in qualitative and quantitative. In both terms, there is a change over a period of time, and this quantitative change is called growth, whereas this qualitative change is called development. So these are the basic differences between these two. The difference between the growth and development is that growth is quantitative and value neutral. What it means? Quantitative I already explained. Quantitative is all about number. Value neutral means इफ़ वी टॉक ओवर, अगर आपने कभी इथिक्स का, मोरल्स का, वैल्यूज़ का नाम सुना होगा, so exactly it's talking about that value neutral means maybe the real picture must be, maybe not, it's like a real picture must be like that this growth will reaching each and every citizen, even the lower strata poor people. Then we will able to see that this growth and development, this growth is valuable. So value neutral means there is no such trickling down of growth to the lower strata or poor people. So maybe it is saying here that growth is quantitative, but if we consider the real value of this growth, then in that term it is neutral. Okay, so quantitative, here want to see that the, here I want to say that growth may be positive or negative. Growth may have both the sign positive or negative signs. What it mean? It means that the change in the that growth is basically what? Growth is change over the time, and that change may be either positive, showing some sign of increment as compared to previous year or previous decade, or negative, indicating some sort of decreasing characteristics. So this change may be positive or negative. Whereas development means, as I already told, qualitative change. Qualitative means quality wise, that growth, whatever growth is happening in the given country or given society, that is reaching to entire citizen of that community, society or country. And this qualitative change is always value positive. Means development is always there when there is some sort of increment as compared to the previous year or previous decade. So development occurs when positive growth takes place. Whenever there is a positive growth, then only development take place or development occurs, but not always. Means this statement is half correct. Development occurs when positive growth take place. This statement is half correct. Even when there is a positive growth, it may be like development is not occurring. Why? That the special characteristics of development is that whenever there is growth with the benefit of growth reaching the poor people, then only development is said to be occurring. What it means? It means that, let's suppose in some country or some society there is positive growth, but that positive growth is only because of just 2% of the upper business class strata and is not reaching the rest of the population or rest of the citizen of that society or country. In that case, it's okay that growth is positive but development is not occurring. So that is the key point. Okay, so development occurs only when positive growth takes place, yet positive growth does not always lead to development. So development occurs when there is a positive change in quality. So in other words, we can say that development occurs only when there is always positive change in quality. So quality wise positive change need to be required. We will look into some example here. The example of a city is given. It's saying that in this example, population of a city grows from 1 lakh to 2 lakh over a period of a time, let's suppose within a year or within a decade. So what we can say that city has grown. So it's clearly that from population of 1 lakh it reaches to 2 lakh, it means that city has grows. But can we say that city has developed? Definitely city has grows. There is a population of 2 lakh now, which is previously 1 lakh. So there is an increment or growth of 1 lakh people. But by seeing or by saying that, we cannot say that city is developed. Why? Development has different sort of criteria, which is instead of quantitative, mainly qualitative. So for development, qualitative change is must. So qualitative change in what term? Qualitative change in terms of facilities like housing. Means, okay, population grows from 1 lakh to 2 lakh. In that case, we will look into the factors like, is the given city have the facility like housing for all the 2 lakh population of that city? Is the given city have the provision of basic service and other characteristics remain the same? Means provision of a basic service like sanitation is there. Is sanitation facility for 2 lakh people or other facilities are there? Then only we can say that if there is a employment opportunity for 2 lakh people in the given city, if there is transportation so developed for sustaining the 2 lakh population, all these things are there, then only we can say that city is developed. Okay, so now you have basic understanding of that thing. So growth has to be accompanied by development. So समझ में आ रहा है ये बात? ग्रोथ मीन्स नंबर वाइज ग्रो हो गया, 1 लाख से 2 लाख पॉपुलेशन हो गया, बट डेवलपमेंट तब होगा जब हम वहाँ की क्वालिटी के टर्म में उसको हम मेज़र करेंगे. क्वालिटी वाइज 2 लाख लोगों के लिए वहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी है या नहीं है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सपोर्ट कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है, ट्रैफिक जाम वगैरह तो होना नहीं स्टार्ट हो गया. तो ये सारी चीज़ें, 1 लाख से 2 लाख लोग हो गए तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि रोड पे कंजेशन बहुत बढ़ गया. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है या नहीं है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी है या नहीं है. ओके, लोगों को रहने के लिए जगह मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. जब ये सारी चीज़ें होगी देन वी विल से दैट क्वालिटी वाइज ग्रोथ took place, and that's why in that case we will see that city is developed. Can you think of few more example of differentiate between growth and development? This is the question you have to think. This is a question based on application or kind of your activity. Means it's a question of higher order thinking skill. You have to analyze yourself. कोई एग्जाम्पल बता सकते हो? आपको सोचना है घर पे, मैं तो बता दूंगा. लेट्स सपोज कि बाय द इंसेंटिव्स और इनिशिएटिव्स टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट, and government also started providing incentives to forest area. Government reserved some of the forest area and instructed all the officials deployed there that even minimize the economic and other activity who causes damage to the forest, even in the fringing area of that forest. So what will happen? Over a time the area of the forest will increase. ठीक है, तो we can say that forest growth, there is a growth of a forest in that particular area. But there is a development of forest in that particular area? Development only occurs when we completely provide freedom to animals living in that forest. Let's suppose forest grows, but at the same time officers are taking bribe and allowing poachers into that area, and they are damaging they are killing the animals. At the same time officers are allowing tourists in that area, and tourists are providing the damage in the fringing area or the buffer zone of that forest. In that case development is not there. Area increases but development is not there. The same way you have to think of more and more examples. ठीक है. And same way there is an activity question. Write a short notes, short essay, or draw a set of pictures illustrating growth without development and growth with development. तो यहाँ पे आपको दो एग्जाम्पल बताना है, ग्रोथ विथ डेवलपमेंट, ग्रोथ विदाउट डेवलपमेंट. Then moving further, each and every country of the world for many years, many past year, will measure development in terms of economic development or economic growth. So earlier economic growth was considered only as the growth and development, but that picture changed over the time. Economy is not all about, different aspects are there, and country need to grow over the all these different aspects like not only the economic growth, societal growth on the basis, on the level of society, cultural growth. Okay, then comes the growth of ideas, growth of different cities, growth of forest, growth of plants, growth of human being. So these are the newer aspects which comes over the time. So this means that the bigger the economy of a country, the more developed it was considered. Earlier, the bigger the economy of a given country, that country is considered as a developed country. Even though this growth did not really mean much change in the lives of most people. So earlier it was the concept that country is considered as a developed country when their economy is on a level of growth and development. When its economy is bigger, then country is considered bigger. Even if the benefit of that economic growth is not reaching most of the people, even if the economy is growing only on the basis of number, that is, there is a quantitative growth instead of qualitative growth, even then the given country earlier is considered as developed. But this idea changes over the time. The idea that the quality of life people enjoy in a country, the opportunity they have and freedom they enjoy are important aspects of development, and this concept is new. So this concept is introduced by recent scientist Dr. Mehboob ul Haq. So this Dr. Mehboob ul Haq is from Pakistan and Professor Amartya Sen is from India. So these people introduced this new idea, that idea regarding the quality of life people enjoy in a country, means the quality of life, increment in quality of life of the people of a given country, opportunity they have for open thinking and excelling in their life, freedom they enjoy regarding their thoughts, their speech, freedom regarding all these things, and all these freedom, opportunity, and the quality of life become the important aspects of development over the time. These ideas of freedom, thought, and opportunity, quality of life were clearly spelled out by the first time in the late 80s and 19th century. It means that near about 1980s, means before 1980, there is only economic growth. Country is considered a developed country on the basis of their GDP only, economic growth only. So this concept changes in the late 80s and early 19th century. The work of two South Indian economists, as I already told, one from Pakistan, second one from India. This South Asian economist, that is Mehboobul Haq and Amartya Sen, have an important role in this regard. So just see, Dr. Mehboobuल Haq and Amartya Sen were a close friend and have worked together under the leadership of Dr. Haq. So they worked under the leadership of Dr. Haq to bring out the initial human development report. So their works resulted into the first time the coming up of human development report. So this their work is considered by United Nations Development Program UNDP, and first time the concept of human development report were published in 1990. सो 1990 में पहली बार ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट आया. इसको पब्लिश यूएनडीपी ने किया था, एंड यूएनडीपी कंसिडर्ड दिस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द वर्क ऑफ these two South Asian scientists, Dr. Mehboobuल Haq and Amartya Sen. Okay, these two people are able to provide an alternative view of development to the society and world. So both these South Asian economists will provide and will accomplished will make people or the world able to provide an alternative view of development. So what is this alternative view of development? So Pakistani economist Dr. Mehboobuल Haq created the Human Development Index in 1990. So this Human Development Index is mainly created by Dr. Mehboobuल Haq under the United Nations Development Program, and he introduced the development concept, and he told that development is all about enlarging people's choices in order to lead long healthy lives with dignity. Means peoples have option, peoples have different type of options, they have many choices in order to lead long healthy lives and dignity. Okay, so इन्होंने पीपल को चॉइस दिया कि आप अलग अलग ऑप्शंस के साथ अपने लाइफ को डिग्निटी के साथ हेल्दी वे में सस्टेन करें. एंड यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम इंट्रोड्यूस द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ दिस ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट इन 1990, एंड सिंस 1990 each year annually there is an publication of human development report on the basis of work done by these two South Asian economists, mainly by Dr. Mehboobuल Haq. Dr. Haq flexibility of mind and ability to think out of box can be illustrated from one of his speeches. So Dr. Haq have very long vision, and he has the ability to think out of the box. Out of the box means the thing which he himself don't know. What it means? People used to create a kind of box by the people used to create a box on the basis of their knowledge and thinking. So this Dr. Haq is the people who think or who look even out of their own knowledge and thinking. He used to consider the advices or illustration given by other people, other scientists. He considered them, he used to listen to them, and he came out of his own thinking level, accept all these things and do something, and always try to do or always try to create something new. So he said his ability to think out of the box will be illustrated by his speech which he has given. He said that you see things that are and ask why. So he said in a conference that generally people see things that are already there and ask question over the things which is already there. What it means it means that generally people thinks of something which is already discovered, which is there itself. People used to think about that. They does not think about something new which cannot be discovered till now. So he said that people generally, he said, you see things that are, and then people used to ask why. And then he told that he himself, that I dreams of things that never were, जो कभी था ही नहीं उस चीज़ के बारे में ये सोचते थे. एंड देन ही यूज टू आस्क वाई नॉट, सो क्यों नहीं है ये चीज़. सो नाउ यू आर गेटिंग थिंकिंग आउट ऑफ बॉक्स. So this is very important for you students as well. You need to always think out of the box. You always have to listen to other people. You always need to be open so that you can take the advices and information from other people as well. So this is all about the out of the box. Then Professor Amartya Sen, Indian economist, saw an increment in freedom or decrease in unfreedom as a main objective of development. So Amartya Sen work is all about that. For development, it is very important to have an increase in freedom and decrease in unfreedom. Any kind of restriction from the society is to be minimized, or is to be end. So all the people have a freedom to think freely, to do things freely, to work or to create something of their own choice. So it is his work, Amartya Sen work, is also on the same line as like Dr. Mehboob Haq. So both these economists have a important role in creating the human development report. Okay, so you can understand that increasing freedom is also one of the most effective ways of bringing out development. So if you allow freedom to each and every people, freedom in all sense, freedom in work, freedom in thinking, freedom in thoughts, freedom in creating, freedom in creating infrastructure, freedom in creating lifestyle, freedom in changing and living their lives, all these kind of freedoms is available. Then if the given country will provide all these kind of freedom to each and every citizen, then that country should be called as developed. So this increasing freedom is also one of the most effective ways of bringing about development. So Amartya Sen works explores the role of social and political institution and processes in increasing freedom. So mainly Amartya Sen works mainly will focus on the work performed by social organization and political institutions of a given country, how they are working in the direction to providing all kind of freedoms to their people or their citizen, and what are the processes they are offering to the people for increasing their freedom. So Amartya Sen works is totally regarding these things, and both these scientists will work together, and work of both of these economists are path breaking, and they have succeeded in bringing people to the center of any discussion on development. So instead of economy or economic growth at the center of any discussion on development, these people work, this Dr. Mehboob Haq and Amartya Sen work has placed people at the center of any discussion and development. So as I in the beginning itself, as I told that People is the real asset for any country or society. In the same way, these people placed these work of these economists placed the citizen or the people of the country at the center of any discussion regarding the growth and development. The concept of human development was introduced by Dr. Mahbubul Haq. As I already told, he described human development as a development that enlarges people choices and improves their life. If people have choices, definitely people will choose where they will get more quality of life, and that's why, and this way their lives also improves. As I already said, that people become the center of all development under his concept. These choices are not fixed but keep on changing. The choices given to the people were not fixed, instead it's keep on changing. People will choose according to their benefits. People will thus place it at the center of the everything, and this way their lives also, lifestyle, life living standard will also improves. So the basic goal of development is to create condition where people can live meaningful life. The basic goal of growth and development is to create condition where people can live meaningful life. What it mean? Meaningful life does not mean only standard of living or the money. It's also about freedom to think, freedom to write, freedom to speak, all the kind of meaningful lives. Okay. Meaningful lives also includes people must be healthy. People will be able to develop or nurture their talents over the time. People have such a type of freedom. People can, all the people have a freedom to participate in activity of the society. All the people can be free to achieve their goals over the time. So there is no any sort of restriction over the freedom. All the type of freedom to all the people will be provided. Okay. Then there is some sort of stories are there, little stories. So you just look into it. So all these things, leading a long and healthy life, being able to gain knowledge and have enough means to able to live a decent life, are the most important aspects of human development. So at the center of human development, what comes? Center of the human development comes the people itself, and peoples have choices of leading a long and healthy life, being able to gain knowledge over a different period of time from different means, having enough means to be able to live a decent life. So people have lot of choices, and therefore access to resources, health and education are the key area in human development. So for achieving all these things, that is for achieving a good quality of life or to achieving all kind of freedom, people must have access to resource in the form of all kind of resources, economic, uh, physical, all kind of resources. Okay. Health, if people is suffering from some sort of diseases, how they can think freely. So definitely a good health is requirement, a good health is required. And education is must. Let's suppose one person is wanted to be a doctor and he does not have his basic education, so how he or she can become a doctor? So education is also one of the very important key areas in human development. Okay. People do not have the capability and freedom to make even basic choices. So these are the to sort out these sort of issue, these are the issue related with society. government or the society used to say that he is not capable of handling that freedom. He is not, let's suppose people is not literate, they can't even some people cannot able to read and write their own name, and means according to definition of literacy in India, they are not able, let's suppose XYZ people is not able to read write their own name and cannot able to do the basic arithmetic calculation with understanding. Then what happens, how they can enjoy a freedom to become a or to handle a good economic not economic, good management post or any sort of how these kind of people able to do a better businesses, even the government provide them money, then how they will be able to do businesses. So basic capability need to be developed first, and that for that the basic thing is access to different kind of resources, health and education. Different kind of resources means in terms of help from the government. Resources, access to resources means they have the money to go for any kind of resources which is required for living their life decently. Okay, so this is all about access to resources. Then at the same time, if people have the access to the to resources but they are not healthy, then in that case they are not able to achieve what they wanted to. Why? Because they are not healthy. Same way, they have, people have access to resources, they are healthy also but not educated. Then how, if such kind of people aims high, then how they can achieve these kind of things? So that's why these all three are the key areas. Okay, so maybe due to their inability to acquire knowledge, their material poverty, social discrimination, inefficiency of institution and other regions will force them or will make them incapable, and that's why they are not able to freely make basic choices. So very often people used to very often people do not have the capability and freedom to make even basic choices. That is mainly because of their inability to acquire knowledge, means they are not able, not literate, they does not have basic education, that's why they are not able to acquire further knowledge. Their material poverty means that means that those people does not have access to resources, they don't have money, or they are materially poor, that's why they does not have access to different kind of resources. So this material poverty is a barricade in achieving the choices, their basic choices. Then social discrimination, maybe on the society is boycotting some people or some XYZ people on the basis of some sort of societal discrimination, that is on the basis of religion, that is on the basis of caste, etc etc. So that will also that will also become a hurdle in achieving the choices to the citizen. Then inefficiency of the institution and other regions, like people are okay, everything is fine, but where they wanted to, from where they wanted to achieve their choices, that is from government institution or private institution, they are inefficient. So in that case also, so we need to sort it out all these issues from the society in order to become a developed society or developed country. So all these things, all these issue prevents people from leading healthy lives, being able to get educated or to have a means of life, a decent life. So building people's capability in the area of health, education, and access to resources is very important in enlarging their choices. So if only if all these basic health, education, and access to resources is there in the hand of each and every citizen and people of a country, then only they can look or enlarge their choices. If people does not have their capability in all these area, their choices will also get limited at the same time. So these important key areas need to be resolved first. For an example, I can just quote here. There is an example quoted here in your book itself. An uneducated child cannot make the choices to be a doctor because her choices got limited by the lack of education. So he does not have basic education, so he does not choice to become a doctor. Same way, similarly, very often poor people cannot choose to take medical treatment for a diseases. Let's suppose some poor people have different chronic disease which persisted for a long time. They does not even go for a medical treatment. Why? Because their choice is limited. They does not have money. They have lack of resources. So that's it for today. In the next class, we will look into the four pillars of human development. So for today, that's it. See you. Bye bye in the next class.